And TGIF. Thank God I'm fabulous. Oh no, thank God it's Friday. There we go. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another Friday edition of What's Random. Let's see, who do we have now? Sunrise, Frank S., Eat More Possum. Hello and welcome. Yeah, and a special welcome to my thumbs downer, whoever you might be. He is consistent. I mean, he or she. I mean, we can't say it's one or the other. So, but consistency is good. So we'll take it. An interaction is an interaction as far as YouTube's concerned. I don't know how that works out, but we'll roll with that. I guess getting some kind of attention is better than getting no attention. Anywho, anybody can hear me? Y'all can hear me all right out there? See me all right? I'm hoping. So this week's kind of been an interesting week. Parrot came out with their new Anafi AI. And I'm pretty stoked about that thing. I mean, it's way beyond my means as far as cost is, but the technology they packed into that thing. And I see Adrian popping in here. Hello, and Michael, Texas Art Strong guy. Howdy. Oh, Lee. Wait a minute. I almost forgot him. Lee is here too. So, you haven't seen me in a while. Well, I've been here. I just haven't been around too many streams as of late because I got the thing called a job. You know, they make you do funny things like not pay attention to anything but themselves. It's worse than a girlfriend, really. You know, girlfriend you can't ignore. No, if you have to replace, I guess you could replace your job too. But if you want that thing called the paycheck on Friday, and you're not getting a paycheck from your girlfriend. Unless if you do get a paycheck from a girlfriend, I want to know about it because I want to know how you did that. Woody, hey Paul, and then there's the other Lee. So, anywho, yeah, I was wanting to take a closer look see at the old Parrot Anafi AI a little bit, but before we even get into that, hey Ben T, howdy. Before we even get into that, for those that haven't heard about the Mini SE yet, guess what? We ain't getting it. It is solely for markets that are not doing well for DJI, meaning they don't have a lot of sales in those markets. So I kind of going to jumpstart it by introducing the Mini SE to those particular markets. Apparently, Asia and Russia are the two markets they're aiming for with that product. So I don't know how that thing ever ended up on the Walmart website, or did the webmasters of Walmart just jump the gun? So either way, the Mini SE is not for us. So, oh, Chris Hope, good evening. We're drawing a crap tonight. All you good guys could hit the old thumbs upper button there. So let's see if we can't offset Mr. Thumber Downer a little bit. Well, before we get too much further into things, Chris, Dad Random, is out on vacation with his family. He's out on the lake somewhere up in Minnesota. And he'll be back sometime next week. But he's just taking time off and spending time with his family up there, and wish him a good time. I can completely understand it. If I were to go visit my family in Germany, which I may later this year, I probably won't be on here either. So I might do, one or two shorts from over there, but I won't do a full blown stream. At least I don't think that I will. So anyhow, so Dad is out on vacation, and we're just going to hold down the fort till he gets back. So anyhow, to get back on the subject matter here, let's pull this puppy up. Let's see. I'm gonna have to blind myself again with one monitor to see what's on the other monitor. How about that? So we're going to share that, and we're going to share that screen, and we're going to share this thing and do that. And here we go. So this is the Parrot website, obviously. This thing runs on 4G, and that would have all sorts of implications. Now, there's a lot of tech in this thing that is going to be too expensive for us currently, but over the long term, it's probably going to trickle down, and he's going to trickle down to our level at some point. And there's two rather interesting documents right here. One of them is just the product sheet, which is kind of quick and dirty specs. And this one here, the full technical documentation, is actually like an 89-page document. I kind of skimmed over the top of it, and it's a really interesting read. So if you have a little time on your hand, you might want to read that. The DJI Fly app updates, you can't find them on whose website? DJI's website? Who else here is using the Fly app? Can help? Can somebody help Woody out where to find the updates? They may not be global. Those updates may not be global. Yeah, let me do this for a second. We'll open up a new window and look at DJI website and downloads. DJI Fly. Yep, the latest I have on their website is 1.4.2 for either Apple or Android. Interesting. See what we have in the Play Store. Let's search the Play Store. DJI Fly. And that's pulling a big gooseneck. We got DJI Go 4, but we don't have the DJI Fly app on here. So he might have sideloaded that app in. Wonder what happens if I go on DJI and switch over to region. Yeah, no, there was. I know the updates you're talking about, and I'm looking here on the real quick, see if I can find some for you. And let's see, do they have anything on the download side? Nada. Can't find anything. Well, DJI Mini. Oh, okay. Here's what you do, Woody. On the DJI website, go to support and go to DJI Mini 2. Here, let me share this thing again. There we go. And then go to the downloads. Bless it. I just had it. Let's go back here. Downloads. DJI Mini 2 downloads. I clicked on this download right here, and that gives me the 1.4.8. So which one do you need, Woody? Apple or Android? Nothing else. I download it and shoot it over your way. Yeah, I may download this puppy and see what happens. So it's on the DJI website. Go to support, go to the DJI Mini 2, and then click on the download link, and that will take you to the link where you can download the APK. So we got her here. Let me see if I still got your email here. All right. We go reply to that. And we'll attach this thing. Yep. There goes that idea. Okay. Well, there's a couple of different ways to skim that cat. So we'll go here and we'll go there. Go to the drive. Can we get this on here? right, Paul, that's going to take a minute, and then I'll send you a link where you can download it. How's that? How's that for service, my good man? So, anyhow, before we get too far sidetracked, yeah, it's too big for send by email, so I'm going to put it on my drive, and I'm going to send you a link, and then you can download it. So, anyhow, let's get back to the Anafi thing here. So, this is the product sheet, the quick and dirty. Just gives you a bunch of figures and numbers. Weight is pretty remarkable. It's under 2 pounds for that thing. Now, as far as the looks of it concerned, I like it. I guess some of you don't. I like this design. The one thing that you should point out, so here on either side, you get these, they call them stereo cameras, but it's part of obstacle avoidance. And they actually swing all the way. They swing over the top where they actually can look to the back too. And they look up and down and forward. So they pretty much point this thing whichever direction you're flying. Oh, Kelso made it. Good evening. So, now this thing runs on the 4G network, basically on a cell phone network. And that's going to have all sorts of implications as far as visual line of sight and flying beyond visual line of sight. You know, most drones out there right now use Wi-Fi or some sort of fancy version of Wi-Fi, which OcuSync is basically a very OcuSync is just not a form of Wi-Fi, just a little hyped up. So anyhow, Wi-Fi is going to have issues with interference. By the time you put this thing on 4G, that is one of the risk factors taken out of the equation, because I mean, we know our cell phone signal is not 100%, but it's a heck of a lot better than any Wi-Fi ever going to be. And I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor to get a permit for beyond visual line of sight flying. It still has Wi-Fi in this thing. So, I mean, there's still fail-safes. You know, if it doesn't get 4G, then it goes back in the Wi-Fi. And if you're out that far out in the sticks where you don't have 4G signal, you won't have a whole lot of interference on Wi-Fi. Yeah, this thing is actually rated to 22.5 kilometers, which is probably, what, 15 miles? Yeah. And we're going to have idiots doing stupid shit. But, I mean, we have that already as is. So. Video specs look pretty good. 4K at full 60 frames per second. Regular 1080p up to 120 frames per second. Well, Kelso, thank you very much. And super sticker. There we go. Kelso FPV, thank you very much. Much appreciated. So, But if you get into the other document, which is this white paper, is the aperture fixed or variable? I believe it's fixed. Let's go back. See, we got that on here somewhere. Imagine. Shutter speed. I would say that's fixed at 2.0. Anyhow, yeah, here's about, what's this, 82 pages of goodness to read through. And it's going into great big detail on a lot of things. But the 4G becoming a player now in controlling drones is going to change a lot of things, and it's going to make it's going to play into the whole remote ID discussion. Because if you have a drone that flies on a SIM card, which you pretty much going to need to fly this thing on 4G, it's very easy for it to report into the network too. So there's always that. The thing is, who has enough computer power to receive all that data and record all that data? If every drone is going to report in over 4G to the network. On the other hand, is it going to make it safer for the rest of us? Well, if we're getting data back to what's in our area, then yes, it will. But the equipment they're going to need to make that happen is going to be well, if you look at the size of the camera on that thing, it's absolutely tiny. I mean, that's just, and on crash or in case of an emergency, all this stuff that's kind of sticking out here right now kind of tucks in and behind to protect itself. So the arms fold. I mean, it's nothing I can afford. I don't think any of us can afford at this point, but seeing this technology coming into play now, I mean, it'll be a while, but then it'll trickle down to us eventually. And like I said, if you have an hour or so to burn, read this white paper. The technology in this thing is just absolutely off the hook. Here's what they call the main camera, the stereo cameras, and then you've got the sensors. Yeah, there's a different kind of turtle mouth, that's for sure. So when it lands, it actually looks down. If it takes off, it looks straight up, and then in flight, it swings them as needed, I'm guessing. So instead of having sensors to the top, to the bottom, to the sides, and to the back, this thing just has two sensors that basically just swing around, and no side sensors. What's the price of the Nafi? I haven't seen a price on this thing yet. I haven't been given a price on this thing yet. My guess it's gonna be more than the Nafi USA, and that thing was 7K. So I'm guessing this is gonna be closer to the 5 digit. Just for the 4G and all the network technology that's built into this thing. Because this thing actually reports into the Parrot server for authentication. So you can't just hack this thing either. So they've gone through great lengths to make this secure to where it can't be hacked. I'm guessing any hacker at this point says challenge accepted, but Parrot gave it. Won't be able to justify that to the wife. Yeah, Paul, that might be a little difficult. Hey, here's a solution. Just trade the wife in on that. I mean, you know. Just trying to help out. Just trying to help out. Can't thank me later. Oh, by the way, for you married guys, you know, when your wife turns 42, do not threaten her to trade her in on two 21-year-olds. Okay? That does not go over well. Just saying. Don't ask me how I know these things. We'll just leave it at that. You can only get 5K for the wife. Well, then get the 5K for throw in a couple of kids. Maybe that'll up the ante for you. I'm just trying to help out. You're right about that, Woody. Well, anyway, well, let's take this off. So, yeah, I still have a little some. I still have a little some to share from last Tuesday. To refresh everybody's memory, I'm just gonna share these real quick because we know where these are. Because Mr. Sunrise is going to have another engagement here pretty soon, and you know, we're going to have to refresh y'all's memory. So this was at the fly-in or meet the other day. As you see, Chris got so mad at his flying that he decided to pump my DJI controller across the field. And Ben is already holding on to his head because he knows what's coming next. Not going to be pretty. No, the stream ain't over yet, Sunrise. When he handed me the controller back, the antenna was kind of dangling by a wire. Just saying, okay. But that was literally just had slid out of the socket. We just pushed it back in, and everything is good. So, but I mean, this is just, you know, a snapshot of a video, which I now have in my possession again. And here she is. Let's share this with the world. So here we are. See how careful he is about setting everything up just right. You know, he puts everything in the chair, and you know, and that's when it goes ugly. So here we go. And 1, 2, and we got a lift off. Yep, I saw that. Shall we do an instant replay? There we go. We'll do an instant replay. So he sets everything down nice and easy. Okay, and whoa, there she goes. Yeah. Incriminating. Yeah, I could do a slow-mo, but I'm just gonna, you know. The money shot is right about here. Because that pretty much sums up the whole situation pretty good. Chris going for the punt. So now that we have the whole story, thank you to Rob right here, this gentleman. He provided me this footage. He did that lanyard trick to himself. I mean, but yeah. You missed out, Lee. So, and that's enough of this. Well, normally lanyards are never called into question. It's just some people are not quite as graceful as they think they are. So it's all good. I know it was an accident. He shall be forgiven for now. We won't forget. We'll forgive, but we won't forget. The problem exists between a chair and a controller. No problem exists between your foot and the lanyard. I can't read the chats here. What would I call sue the lanyard manufacturer? Oh yeah, you talking about the American way? Sue somebody and get rich? I could sue Sunrise, but there's none to get. So, and the lanyard manufacturer is hiding in China somewhere, so that's not going to get me anywhere either. I have it on good authority. There's some in the works on that already. And here comes Johnny Drone Flyer. Good evening, sir. So, and then the other thing that kind of came out of the woodwork is Mavic 3. We have another installation of the Never Ending Saga on Mavic 3 leaks. This thing is not anywhere close to coming on the market at this point. Not going by these pictures. because we barely have a case at this point. So this is on Drone XL website. We have more detailed pictures, and here they are. We got a side picture, and we got front and rear picture, and then we got the battery cover in the back. So this looks like front obstacle avoidance. That looks like some sort of ventilation shaft. So all electronics are up top. Battery goes into the bottom from the back. So we're not putting in batteries from the top anymore. Would I like to play and react to his upcoming? Well, we can do that. We can do that. You want to send me a link? So this is the latest and greatest Mavic 3 leak. I really don't see anything too exciting. Apparently they're changing their format to where the battery goes toward the bottom, which in my opinion is a good thing because it lowers the center of gravity in the quad itself or in the drone itself. Should make it fly a bit more stable that way. And release date, yeah, not anytime soon, I don't think. But let's back off of this for a second. Let's go here. All right. Share this. What else? That guy. All right, Paul, you should have an email from me with a link to the APK so you can download that. Now, this is the US version, so that the English might be a little funny for you, since we're speaking the real English and not her Queen's English over here. So let's take a look, see. Oh, no, not there, but here. Discard this. And go here. Let's do this again. Share this with him and send. There we go. All right, this is going to be fun. So we'll open that real quick. All right, are you all ready for a premiere? Okay, let's hold on. We got Omkar. Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. So Omkar, welcome. And miss anything else? Notice DJI has two different versions of DJI Fly app and two different download locations. Yes, I saw that too. and a regular download, they showed a 1.4.2, and the other one is on the Mini 2 downloads is 1.4.8. So if anybody else needs it, email me. I'll share the drive file so you can download it. So anyhow, we're going to have to stop that for a second. So we're going to have a premiere of Mr. Chris Waters. I want to share it with audio. Let's see here. Share this and there, and we're going to make that big. And here we go. Nobody's complaining. You can't complain. Everybody else is complaining about it. Ouch. Yeah, that's a crispy critter.
As if that weren't enough bad luck in one day, one other mishap occurred. Kai let me fly his quad, which was really nice of him. I don't want to ever take that for granted. However, during the entire flight, all I could think of were the times that he's threatened me.
Sunrise, you need to be kicked. Might have to give him some concrete boots and take him for a swim down by the dam.
Part of me is terrified.
Yeah, and I know exactly which part of you is terrified of me now.
With all that in mind, I was extremely careful about not crashing. I didn't do anything crazy. I managed to bring it home safely, landed it, took off the goggles, placed them out of the sunlight, carefully put down the controller, but neglected to see that the lanyard had caught on my shoe. And as I stepped away to retrieve the quad, oh gosh, I can't watch. That moment replayed in my head over and over and over again. I resigned myself to my inevitable fate.
I'm going to kill you.
But Kai let me live, which surprised me until I realized his plan. Psychological torture.
That's gonna be a fun day. That's gonna be fun.
And it's only just begun. I'm in for a long ride. But I can't say I don't deserve it.
Scared yet? You should be.
Oh boy.
All right, now that was hilarious. Chris, that was good work. Yeah. So be careful what you say on air. Apparently, Chris is recording everything and then uses it to his advantage or something. Now, everybody's going to be feeling sorry for Sunrise, but that's okay. I've now been, remixed by him for the third time? How about them apples? All right, Chris, here's to you. That's awesome work. Appreciate you letting me do the premiere on that for you. Is it available to the public yet? Then put it in the Oh, my real remix has yet to come. Okay. Bring it, Buster. Bring it. Yeah, and I'm sure those first two crashes had something to do with your last crash. So it all kind of intertwines. So can we put the link up in the chat, Chris? Sunrise? Okay, he'll make it public in a few minutes. By the way, tonight is Kelly Ready Set Drone is going to have a stream going on too. I'm hearing some people we know is going to make a guest appearance there. Okay, well, we're going to put it on. We're going to put on. We'll do the share, copy. All right, there we go. And if you see that random responding in the other chat, that's me because I respond to both streams tonight. Hot water? No, not hot water. It's boiling water. So Sunrise is going to help Kelly tonight in the background. It's Kelly's usually a pretty good stream. So if y'all have time later, join him. He goes live at 7, I believe. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. Is this first Friday or is this going to be? So anyhow, what other random subjects we got to talk about tonight? We talked about so much drone stuff already. Who's got another good subject for today? Yeah, it is first Friday, isn't it? Man, what am I doing here? I should be going drinking beer downtown San Antonio right now. You know, my German friends down there. I wouldn't be hanging out with Stella. I'll be hanging out with Washsteiner or Bitburger or somebody like that. But Stella is a nice, cool blonde to hang out with. Not very demanding either. So, what else did I have for tonight? We looked at that. First flying plane was a control line with strings. Yeah, you are really starting to show your age. My first plane was actually a folded out sheet of paper. Paper airplanes. Best thing ever. And we were flying them out in the schoolyard, and the way the building was and the wind was pushing up on that wall, and you launched that paper airplane just right, it would get caught in that updraft, and they would fly for a long time. So, well, speaking of petrol engine and crashing, my brother, I might have mentioned him on the stream a time or two, is an engineer at Airbus, so he builds great big airplanes, right? So at some point he decided he needed to have a little remote controlled airplane. And he was out in the shed working with it, and he had the motor going, and it had a pretty good sized prop on it. I mean, it must have been a good 12-inch prop or something on that thing. But he needed to tune the mixture or something, and he doesn't pay attention, and he reaches over and actually reaches into the prop. And if it wouldn't have been for his wedding ring, he would have lost this finger. He had cuts all down into the hand here. He did quite a number on himself. So, little note for folks: don't stick your hand in the props. And now he's flying quadcopters or drones with 4 props on them. I already told him he'll never survive that. Actually, I thought his wife was never going to let him buy anything else with props. When is the next New Braunfels meetup? That is on the 17th. On the 17th at 9 a.m. Oh, EBR FPV, here's the Dutch connection. Howdy. Welcome. EBR FPV ought to be a real happy camper right now. I don't know. Are you following Formula One racing? EBR FPV? If you do, I know you guys are ecstatic right now because Max Verstappen, the Dutch driver, is currently first in the driver standings, and Red Bull, the team that he drives for, is topping the constructors chart right now too. But it'll probably change this weekend because it looks like Mercedes got their act together and starting to be competitive again. Yep, 9 a.m. on the 17th. Let me do this for all that are interested, because there is a Facebook group too that you can join. It's the Central Texas Drone Meetup Group. Join us there. Yeah, Max is doing great. Yeah, qualification tomorrow. For some reason here in the States, you get FP1 and then we get FP3 in qualifying, but they never show FP2 over here. So I don't know what happened in FP2 today too much, because I had to put up was a very condensed best off. So let's see. Cancel that. Let me see if I can get out. There we go. So here's a link to the drone meetup event, the July meetup, July 17th at 9 a.m. Well, first off, hey Rob, third eye view, glad you could make it. And second, Sunrise, why would you call Rob your nemesis? It was you that slung that controller across the ground. It wasn't him. He had nothing to do with it. He just filmed it for me. No, I did not see a communication from Autel referring to Evo 1, but I would be rather interested to see about that. So we'll look what Autel has to say about the Evo 1. Let's see. Is it about the Evo 1 or is it the Evo 2 version 1? You posted in the meetup group. Okay, let me go back to the group and see what's going on here. Come on. Let's see what they have to say. Yeah, they're ending support for it. No, I'm not surprised. Actually, a few days ago, they still had Evo 1 in stock and were selling them. So, as of December 31st, no more availability. As of June of 22, there's no more service available either. So, nope. Tech support will still be throughout 2022. So, I've never even called Autel for any services or any kind of assistance with those. It just works. Matter of fact, I just flew it yesterday. So All right, Chris, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. That video of yours is awesome. We'll plug it some more. And I really don't have much more of anything to say here. Well, I guess I can put this on the screen. So as of December 31st, first generation Evo will enter its end of availability phase, means that the product and its accessories will no longer be made available for purchase to consumers. You may still find the model in stock at some retailers, but all sales by Autel Robotics will be halted. And June of 22 is the expected time frame for the first generation Evo to enter its end of service phase. As of that time frame, we will no longer provide repair services for the model and its accessories. The estimate was calculated by taking inventory of available repair parts needed to perform services to first generation Evo units. If these parts are exhausted before its original timeline, we will update customers accordingly. Our customer service team will still be able to assist you with technical support service throughout the rest of 2022. So, there is an end in sight with the Evo, unfortunately. I still think it's a very capable bird. I enjoy flying it. The biggest part for me on that is being able to snap pictures while I've got the video recording. So, good evening. Okay, goodbye, Michael, Texas Arch Drone, or Texas Arc Drone guy, I guess. I know Michael's an architect. That's where the Texas Arch comes from. So, anyhow, yeah, unless anybody has any other suggestions, questions, comments, I think today is the last day to register for that International Game of Whoops. If you have questions about that, I'll refer you to John Coopy's channel. He did a video on that today that kind of breaks down what's required. There's such a thing as late entries, but if you're not entering now, you get W's for missed weeks. So whatever week you're late, that you get a strike against you, and after so many strike against you, you get eliminated from the competition. So it's kind of urgent that if you're going to participate, you do it as quickly as possible. I don't have any whoops, so I can't even partake. I'm still waiting on the UZ85 to be delivered. Until then, I'm going to just keep playing with this little guy. Matter of fact, I'm going to install a different frame under it this weekend. I'm actually going to be out flying tomorrow for a bit out at the lake. If anybody's out that way, Lee or Lee, either one of the Lees. Ben, I don't know if you're going to be up and about, but I need to try out some batteries and play with some batteries tomorrow. So, other than that, I have nothing else to report. It's going to be 4th of July weekend. So if you guys are out and about, be careful. If you're going to be out at the lakes, don't get your hair parted by a jet ski. When I'm scuba diving, I don't dive Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, and Labor Day weekend, because those weekend always brings the biggest yahoos out on the water. And as a scuba diver, we have a little buoy out saying that we're diving, and there's a little flag red flag on it, was a white bar, and it means to stay away for at least 100 feet. And the jet skis see those little buoys popping up, and they're thinking it's a good time to do slaloms around the buoys. Luckily, the lake up in Austin, Lake Travis, scuba area is cordoned off to boats, and there's usually a park ranger pretty close with a boat too, and we'll collect those up that seem to think they need to do slaloms around the buoys. I've seen that more than once. So, anywho, y'all be careful out there. Have a great 4th of July. Don't party too hard. Remember, because the 4th of July is on Sunday. Monday is not a holiday. So if you get in trouble, you won't see a judge till Tuesday. Just saying. On that, wear sunscreen, keep hydrated, and I'll see y'all on Tuesday with another edition of Live from the Workbench. Until then, y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all later.